Welcome back, traders. You will probably notice that my audio is very different right now. I'm currently traveling, so I'm on my iPad, and the audio is going to be quite bad, but I apologize for that in advance. But as you can see here, I had to cover this since there were some pretty big moves in the miners yesterday. You can see most of them were down significantly. Mara almost 10%, Bitfarms almost 5.5%, CleanSpark that was only 2.25%. That's not so bad. Cypher down 8%. The Warrants down 2.5%. Those are still cooling off, not as quickly as you'd think. If Cypher keeps going down, they'll come down pretty quick. But they're hanging out at a certain level there. Hut actually did pretty bad yesterday with 11%. The worst are the ones that I follow personally. BT though did pretty good yesterday. It actually went over $5 with a plus 2.21% move yesterday. You might see some lines on my chart already. That's because I was now, since my audio was messed up, I had to do it again. So we're going to be kind of fast here. Anyways, BT. It had not taken out this high from July here before when it was in this area while all the other miners were running pretty hot. So I was thinking that Digital probably is going to catch up to those and take out that high. You can see it's done that now, and we are hitting resistance now over here. There's not tons of resistance at this level. In fact, we're kind of above a lot of the resistance right now. The next big level of resistance is over here from 630 to about 860. We're probably going to hit that, honestly, unless there's a big turnaround in the miners and in Bitcoin. We're probably going to get into this space here between $6 and $8 here, and that's pretty exciting. That's very exciting. So let's hope that occurs, and then it'll probably come back down, and we'll probably pick it up, in this $3.50 to $4 range once it goes up to like 8. We'll see. I'm thinking that could happen though. I mean, look at these big bullish candles. We're in this big kind of nether zone here. Like, yeah, we get here, we're gonna go right up there. Right, there's this pocket of empty volume here. It's going to go right up to where there's the next highest pocket of volume, and then above that, I mean, there's a bit of resistance up to 7 almost, and then 740. There's a bit more resistance, and the thickest bit of resistance above is on the volume profile is about 9. Will it get there? I mean, the thickest is about 12, and I don't see it just going from 5 to 12. That'd be pretty insane. I mean, I'm not going to rule it out since Marathon Digital went from 8 to 30, so I mean, it could happen. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that. And then when we come back down, we're probably going to come back down into this range here, probably 416, 364. I mean, Digital might be, depending on what it does in the next few days, if the miners don't cool off too hard, this thing might take off more, honestly. And I know I've been saying I don't really like what they've been doing as a company. It's been causing me to sell some of their shares that I have, but I mean the chart looks good right now. I just don't really like what they've been doing as a company at the moment, but their chart looks pretty bullish. So we'll see. I mean, look at that arrow, just went to $3 and just took off. That was really good. So let's have a look at some of the other ones. Marathon. So Marathon Digital. Let it load. It's taking a moment. All right, Marathon Digital went all the way up to $31. Went all the way up to $31. And if we look back here, come on, load. All right, look back here, we're right at resistance. We need to get up above 32 to go any higher. If we fail to get up above 32, we're probably going to fall back down and give back some of these gains, probably come back down to this $20 level. That's what I'm seeing with Marathon Digital right now. It's looking like it's probably wanting to do that with this bearish move here. If we fill this gap down here, and we get honestly, if we get down to 22, there's this big empty pocket of volume here. It's going to come all the way down. That's like a speed ramp down till it finds some volume around $16 again. So that's what I'm looking at Marathon. It kind of played out its cup and handle here. Cup and handle went up, came back down pretty hard. Right now, that pretty strong rejection in the resistance area is it's feeling like it probably wants to come back down, but we'll see. I mean, if there's still good news, we're still in this buy the rumor, sell the news situation with Marathon Digital and the other miners in terms of the Bitcoin ETF on January 10th. The sky is honestly the limit, but we are hitting some areas of resistance now where prices are not wanting to go much higher at the moment. Let's have a look-see at CleanSpark. CleanSpark's at $13. Take a moment to load. Clean Spark, I mean, it's getting slower. You can see here, like it just launched since what, since November 20th. It's just been launching up, and then early December we kind of got stuck around the $8-9 range, and then went up a little bit weaker this time. Got stuck around the $10 range, and then we launched up a little bit weaker here and got stuck around the $13 range. And we are in an uptrend, but we're parabolic. We're probably, if we pull back, we're probably going to want to pull back. I mean, there's a big empty void here in the volume, just here down to 1160. Not much volume. Even down at 830, there's another big gap here to be filled down to $7. I mean, the biggest volume. I mean, we might get caught around the 6 or the 4 if we come back down. On the way up, where are we on the way up? We are right at resistance. If we can take out this high right here, that 1387, if we can take that out, I mean, there's really not much in our way going all the way up to like even 18, almost $20 on Clean Spark. So keep an eye on that. See if this starts to flag, and if it breaks out to like that $14 level, it's probably going to go up to 20. Let's have a look, see at Hut. Hut gave back the most yesterday. It's loading. It looks just like the Mara chart. But the thing with Hut, the thing that is interesting me here is the fact that we have not taken out the July high. The July high is up here around 22. It could be doing this very similar thing like Bit Digital did, where it's coming in a little bit slower than the others, and it's still working on taking out that high, and it will eventually. And if you look here, we got what looks like could be a head and shoulder pattern with a neckline right around there. And we're right on that neckline. So the fact that we're back testing this neckline right here, keep an eye on this. If it bounces here, we're probably going for the high there. This is a very ugly head and shoulders, a very ugly slanted head and shoulders pattern right there, but that is a head and shoulders, and we are on the neckline of it. And if we bounce off that neckline, it's not unlikely that we're going to go for that high to $22. So keep an eye on that, watch it, monitor it, don't go in too early. But keep an eye, and if it starts happening, start feeling a little more confident about that price target of $22. If it breaks that neckline, we're going to come down to like the $11, $10 range in here. All right, let's have a look-see at Cypher. Cypher's given a lot back right now. Cypher went hot, came up. If we get into this little pocket right here and go under it, yeah, I already drew on this because I did this video once before and it got no audio. Basically, if we get into this pocket here and get below it, which is right where this thing went to, here, let me just get rid of these things, which is basically right where that went to. If it went below that, it would fill this pocket here and come back down to about 419. That's what I'm looking for. We came off of this pretty sweet bull flag here, came up, and now we're doing a bit of a reversal pattern. If we get one more candle that like eats this candle here, I mean, if we get into this zone here, we're gonna retake this blue engulfing here and come down to around the 415 level. It is wanting to cool off. You can see in the volume oscillator it's coming down, the RSI is coming down, the price is making gaps above. We took out that July high just barely, but we took it out and it came back right back down, so that's a bit interesting. It might retest it. It might retest that high around 531, but it looks like it wants to come down right now. And support here, we're probably looking, yeah, right where the volume profile is, around the $4 range. If we take that out, we have this big pocket right here all the way down to about $3. So that's what we're looking at. I think price probably wants to come back to this downward channel right in here with Cypher. And with the warrants, if it does that, these things have been surprising. I've been very surprised by the warrants and just how strong they have been holding up here. Like, look at this. This thing that I was very suspicious of, this set of candles here, ended up just being a really nice bull flag, which I was not expecting. Went up to over 225, which is just insane to me considering a few days ago it was trading at 34 cents. How I wish I bought so many at 34 cents. If it gets back down to 34 cents, you better bet I'm going to be buying a whole lot more. But we do have to get through all of this down here at $1.49. So we have to come back down, get through all this at $1.49. There's a lot of resistance to $1.33. And then below that, then we got the pocket down to like 60 cents. But there's a lot of support in this $1.60 to $1.30 area on this, which it has to get through on the warrants. And it can if the price of the actual stock comes down, but if the price of the stock keeps going up, it's not going to happen. So I'll be watching this area here between 160 and 130 very closely to see what price does that. If it gets below that 134, then we're coming down, and we're going to be coming down pretty fast, I think. So keep an eye out for that. I mean, it could be going up. If it proves that it deserves to be up here at the $2 level, I'll have to buy some at $2 when the time comes. But until then, it hasn't proven it deserves to be up here yet. I'll wait for it to at least come back down into this 130 level there. Then I'll consider perhaps picking up a few shares, and then continue to wait and see if it's going to come back down into this red channel I have here, this red upward channel I have down here. That's my expectation. That's my hope. We'll see what happens there. For now, I'm just waiting. FOMO is quite real. Lots of fear of missing out right now, so don't succumb to that. Make a plan. Wait for price to hit targets, or prove that it deserves to hit higher targets before, jumping in on things. Always do your own research. Take things, consider things very carefully. This is not financial advice. Have a profitable day.